For this list, we'll be looking at countries and territories from which Americans are either discouraged from visiting or generally unwelcomed by the native populace. Our countdown of countries where Americans are not welcome includes Myanmar, Venezuela, Cuba, North Korea, and more. 1. Myanmar. On February 1, 2021, Myanmar experienced a coup d'état which saw the country's military overthrowing the elected ruling party and establishing a junta. This has resulted in the ongoing Myanmar civil war, which has plagued the country with demonstrations and violent crackdowns from the military regime. As such, the United States government has advised its citizens not to travel to Myanmar. They cited various reasons for the advisory, including the potential for wrongful detention, violent civil unrest, inadequate healthcare, and even the possibility of death from hidden mines. Until this conflict gets resolved, Americans are most definitely not welcome in the country. 2. Yemen. The Republic of Yemen is another Asian country that does not wish to see American faces. Like Myanmar, the United States government has imposed a strict advisory against traveling to Yemen, citing its ongoing civil war. They cite terrorism as a major problem in the country and warn that American citizens may quickly find themselves in danger. Furthermore, they state that foreigners are often the targets of kidnappings. To make matters even worse, the country's U.S. embassy closed back in 2015, meaning American citizens are not legally protected while inside Yemen. This, of course, makes them all the more susceptible to targeted violence. 3. Sudan. Ranked 172nd on the Human Development Index, Sudan is one of the least developed countries in the entire world. It currently faces large degrees of poverty, political instability, and fractional violence, and like Myanmar and Yemen before it, Sudan is currently under a strict, do not travel, advisory. Armed conflicts and civil unrest plague the country. 4. India. The famous South Asian country is generally safe to visit, with a few notable exceptions. The U.S. government advises against visiting the India-Pakistan border and the territories of Jammu and Kashmir, citing civil unrest and armed conflict. Some tourist locations are also targeted by local criminals, and violent crime has been known to occur in these areas. It's also not advised for Western women to travel alone. But aside from the general danger, it's also very difficult to get into India, as the country has complex visa conditions and a long approval process that may prove too demanding for some. 5. Somalia. Known for its long coastline, Somalia is found on the eastern edge of Africa, right beside Ethiopia and Kenya. While the seaside landscape is undeniably beautiful, Somalia is an incredibly poor country, with up to 70% of its population living in poverty. It is also placed last on the Human Development Index. And no, it is not a place for American visitors, with frequent terrorist attacks and a high degree of violent crime in crowded areas. Illegal roadblocks also populate the country, with kidnappings and detention being very frequent occurrences. In fact, Somalia's dangers are so serious that the U.S. government advises drafting a will and leaving behind DNA samples before entering the country.